I've got a few questions prepared from the Overwatch Reddit. Thank you, Overwatch Reddit, for hooking me up with some stuff, some good material.
Go ahead and jump in.
Let's, Tim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Let's go ahead and start right where a lot of people want to know about beta. Tell us everything you can about beta. How many people are going to be allowed in? What's the plans for it? How long are people going to have to wait till you get people in? Just everything.
All right, so what we know about beta. Starts October 27th in North America. We actually don't know the exact answer of how many folks are going to get in for this first wave, but we have kind of two goals in mind. We want to get like your classic traditional beta where you have a lot of really good hype players who are willing to give wonderful feedback just to make this a better game. We're not like turning this thing around as a promotional instrument. We just want people to really engage in the game and generate as much useful feedback for us to make the best game we possibly can. But we'll also at a certain rate we'll have what we call stress test weekends. They may not be on weekends, but they'll usually be on weekends, where we'll actually open the floodgates and invite a whole bunch of people to play kind of a much more reduced version of the game. And that's just to stress our infrastructure, make sure our servers are good, make sure that we'll be prepared for day one when this game comes out.
Okay, so I got to ask, what about EU? What's going on with that? Do you have anything that you can talk about as far as EU?
No, nothing firm yet.
Okay.
Obviously, we are a worldwide company, and we want to get all of those servers up as soon as we possibly can. But right now, we are committed to getting North America up first.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about this map here that we're playing right now, if you would, please.
Sure. Actually, I'll pass that one on to Aaron, one of our level designers.
Cool.
Sure. This map is called New Bonnie. It's one of our hybrid game mode maps, which means that the first half of the map, you have to capture a control point, and from there on out, you escort the payload to the end of the map. New Bonnie is the most technologically advanced city in the world. It's in Africa, and it was built together as a show of unity between humans and Omnics. And Omnics are the AI robot faction in the game. But if you kind of look around the level, you can see like the streets are all high tech. We have a lot of like really cool props littered about the level. There's a couple little Easter eggs in here as well if you look closely.
I'm so dirty. I'm sorry, couldn't help it. And the music, I love the music here. What inspired you guys for the music?
Oh man.
Yeah, we have
Africa.
we have a really awesome
Go for it,
team of sound designers and composers, and they did a really good job like tailoring the music to the levels. This one's obviously inspired by Africa, so we try to get some African themes in there.
And also, there's some like robot noises in there as well. We want to really sell the idea that Numbani is this quasi-utopia where humans and Omnics can live in peace.
And what do you guys think? Is that possible in this universe?
Until we find another existential threat.
So let me ask you about the scoreboard. It's a little bit of a different approach. What's the concept behind it? What's the idea behind it? Why did you guys choose kind of a different route with this?
I'm going to pass that one along to Keith. He actually spent a lot of time engineering that thing.
So the scoreboard is actually kind of a constantly evolving thing. I feel like we've gone through a lot of different revisions, and one of our objectives right now is to really promote the team play aspect. And since our game is not really about deathmatch, we really want to highlight people that are doing things to help your team win. So to that effect, we have things on the current scoreboard, which is telling you that people are on fire when they're doing really well. You have medals that tell you how well you're doing with eliminations and final blows. And overall, we're still trying to iterate on it. So, but our goal is to try to make everyone feel like they're able to see how well they're doing, as well as really know when they're helping their team win.
And I have to say, it's been really, really valuable to just flip up the screen, see who's on fire, and then just go right back into the action. It's different, but it works really, really, really well in my opinion. I want to show you guys this. Some of the map has a lot of Easter eggs and certain little pictures here and there. This is one of the coolest. This is actually kind of like a Vietnam memorial, but in game it's supposed to represent the humans versus the robots. What is it? correct?
Onyx, yeah.
Yes, and kind of had the names on the sides here. Just want to give you guys, just to show you a little bit of flavor around the match. There were some other things. You'll see that there are like giant robots being created to kind of combat the robots, but they make it a very big point to say that it is being piloted. You can see there's a robot out there in the distance, the city here in Russia. You can see the robots, the piloted robots walking through the city, kind of a sense of a form of protection. And they kind of idolize Zarya as a hero. Kind of, it reminds me a little bit of Edge of Tomorrow. If you ever saw that movie with Tom Cruise, they had the woman in there who was pretty much a badass, and they all kind of looked up to her and everything. And anyways, do you keep your kill streak when you're resurrected?
No, you lose it as soon as you die.
That's true, yeah.
So you lose it whenever you die. So that is a negative. What game modes are there? What game modes are you guys planning to release? If you guys feel like you can talk about that.
We can talk about the ones that we have.
Okay.
So we have I think we've played every the 3 maps we're playing demonstrate all the game modes. So we have like a capture point, attack, defend, and then a payload, escort, and then a hybrid, which is what Nobani is.
Is there going to be a single-player campaign?
No. So
No.
we're focused on a multiplayer only game. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to get to as many as I can, guys. You guys have any idea on the minimum specifications or any?
We're starting to zero in on them, but we still have plenty of optimization work to do before we'll actually commit to our min spec.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, it's really fun though working on min spec because you get to work on like these ancient laptops that aren't designed for anything and see how well Overwatch plays.
Oh, that's a good idea. Tell us a little bit about the rank play, MMRs. How are people going to be grouped up? Is it going to be like you just get grouped with people that are just going to, have higher skill level than you? What's the idea there as far as the matchmaking is concerned?
The plan right now is we have a play button that's just your general matchmaking. We do internally track enough stats to try to give you a match that's going to be compelling. And of course, you can always play with your friends if you want to party and organize things. And we also just recently announced a new feature called Private Game. If you want to play with a specific set of people, you can host a private game and invite whoever you want to that session.
Okay, and for somebody that just asked, the little bar below my health is the fire bar. That means the better I'm doing, the more my character will be on fire, and it'll be very apparent to the other team that I am kicking their ass. We already talked about skins. Do you guys have any plans for the esports scene? A lot of people I'm seeing are asking about that.
Yeah, Keith, want to take a stab at that one?
Oh yeah, we're huge esports fans here, so we're actually trying to do a lot of support for it. Even for the beta, we have a spectator mode that we're going to be supporting. So our goal is to try to kind of give the community what they want, not so much try to like predict what you guys want, but more listen to your requests and try to tailor our esports features towards that.
Field of View was already confirmed, guys. Sorry, you can go ahead if you have more to add to that.
I wanted to add something on top of that. We play a bunch of tournaments internally, and in those tournaments we actually try to go through the motions of what an esport cast might feel like. So we learn a lot from those. But I have a very strong suspicion once the beta rolls around, we'll learn a bunch more. So we're really looking for your guys' feedback on how we can make the esports experience as good as possible by the time we ship.
What about voice communications? Do you guys have like an in-game voice, or are people going to need to get a microphone, or what?
In-game voice apart from the actual like voice over IP.
Like, are you guys going to have like in-game commands where I can go, hey, press this button, and it'll say, I've got my ultimate, or I've, you guys
Yeah,
are going to
Keith,
have
you want to talk? Keith actually wrote that system, so I'll invite him to speak about that one as well.
I'm just going to stop you guys now in the chat real quick. There's no talking about the payment method at all. So they're not going to talk about it. So I see a lot of questions coming up, but it's just they're not going to answer it. So go ahead.
Yeah, so we have an in-game communication system. We're trying to make it pretty robust to try to cover like the general cases that you run into normally during the game. So we have things like, we'll tell you, you just hit a button and a menu pops up, and then you can select like ultimate status, for instance, and it will tell your whole team how close to your ultimate you have. You can do things like request healing or shields from people, and we think it's going to be pretty useful for you to use in game. It's actually it's kind of a shame we can't show it off right now, but I think it's going to be really a good supplement to the voice chat that we have.
Very, very, very cool. Anything else, guys, real quick? Anything else at all? Let me see. Can you use? Is it going to have controller support?
Yeah,
Or,
we've. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
or do you guys plan on maybe shipping this for consoles at some point?
Right now we're focusing on PC, but I think we did confirm this week that we do have some semblance of controller support. I know there are a fair number of gamers who like to either play on their couch with a controller or they just like to have a little bit of aim assist.
Okay, and last thing is servers. Are you guys going to be controlling other servers? Are you guys going to allow other people to have dedicated servers? What's the situation on that?
Blizzard is going to be hosting the servers.
Okay, so there's going to be no private servers or anything dedicated servers that people can set up themselves.
That is correct.
Okay. So yeah, I think that covers a lot of the questions from Reddit and a couple other things. Oh, last thing from Reddit. Is there anything in this game that you guys were going to put in but decided not to? What were some of the ideas that fell through? If you guys want to talk a little bit about that, and then we can start our next match.
Aaron, you want to take a stab at that one?
Sure. We've tried quite a few things. I could give you an example of one of them. The Volskaya map that we played earlier, the original incarnation of that I spent a little bit of time on was as an escort map where you escorted a payload. But we wanted the payload to be the size of like half of the map. And we had a lot of issues with it. We just couldn't quite get it to work with all the sight lines and engagement distances that make the game feel as good as it does. So we ended up switching the game mode to one that we knew worked.
Is there anything else?
Some of the heroes have gone through a lot of iteration on their abilities. Obviously, like those of you who were around when we announced the game will remember that Bastion had a completely different ultimate ability back then. And since then, it's gone through a lot of changes, a lot of balance, and now he has the tank mode. Before he had that remote mine, so things like that are happening all the time with the heroes, balancing, changing abilities, and we play test the game a lot. We play in the game every day, so we get a lot of feedback, and we're not afraid to make changes like that if things aren't balanced or not fun.
Do we go over ranked competitive play? I feel like we went over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Okay, and Field of Vision guys, they already said it's going to be, a part of the normal customization of what you get into. Last question: are we going to see any of these characters maybe show up in Heroes of the Storm, perhaps?
We would be honored, but we'll see.
So Tim, the heroes, I've noticed you guys put so much love into these heroes, and guys, this is me, Ellohime, talk to you guys. I don't work at Blizz. These guys love these heroes. It's all about the heroes. It always has been with Blizzard, right? These stories that they make. What can you tell us about the future of these heroes? Maybe you don't want to tell us exactly who's coming out, but do you plan to release more heroes? How do you guys plan to balance that? What's the end game? Is there a point where you guys are like, okay, we have 30 heroes, we're done?
Right.
Like, what's the idea?
So yeah, we certainly plan to do more heroes. It's really, the team loves these heroes. We put our heart and soul into them. We want to make the best game we possibly can, and we're fortunate to work on a game that's all about heroes. There's no number. We have no clue how many more we're going to add before they start to become homogenized. I think the big goal is that each hero has their own identity. Each hero plays their own way. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. No. Let me see. Let me see how much I can prod you about this.
Yeah. Oh, go on. My favorite questions. I love these guys.
Yeah. Can you maybe hint or tell us about any future heroes or maybe some mechanics that you're looking to use? Maybe an alternate ability or maybe just a regular ability that you guys are looking at? Maybe not necessarily the hero, but maybe some of the aspects.
Anything?
Yeah.
Well, everyone knows this is going to be a really horrible thing to say. Everyone has seen the original concept art that we released with BlizzCon, where we had 15 heroes. We had 12 of those playable, and since BlizzCon, we've actually released both Roadhog and McCree, and there's a very suspicious-looking, I guess the internet calls them samurai robot now, or ninja samurai.
Is that
robot?
the one that's in the picture on the wall?
That's the one. Yeah. So
yeah.
We made the concept art for that, and we all want to hit that fantasy. So I have to imagine at some point in time we'll be able to, live the fantasy of playing whatever the heck Reddit refers to as Robot Ninja.
Is there any kind of hero that you specifically want to see, like a type of hero? Do you want to see more speed buffs, more support, more offense, more tanks? Like, what are you looking forward to?
I'm actually right now we only have 2 heroes that we kind of flag as builders, so I'm pretty interested to see where we can go with that. like what kind of dynamics come into the game when players start affecting the level layout in weird ways. Like that, I think is gonna be really compelling. And at the same time, you know, I like playing really finesse mobility heroes. That's why I like playing Hanzo a lot. So I'm hoping to see a lot more of that. I want to see the hero that, like, the people who mastered rocket jumping in TF2 or just grenade jumping in Quake 1. I want to see the hero where people make YouTube videos of that guy just getting around the world, set it to Godsmack, and get 100 million views.
What was some of your inspiration for building this game? Like, what did you guys play growing up? What is this kind of hearkening back to? What do you guys hope people feel whenever they sit down and they go, oh, this feels like this game? What do you hope that game is?
You know, for me personally, and I want to invite some of the other guys to respond to this, but I'll keep mine quick. This, for me, I've worked on first-person shooters almost my whole career, and this is a love note to the genre for me, just to kind of explore the first-person shooter gameplay. So that's what I get out of this thing. I'll pass it on to whoever wants to take that one too. Do you want to hit it?
Yeah,
I'll
I
jump
think
in.
that every
You jump
hero. Go ahead, Aaron. You go first.
Nope. You go.
All right. So I think that every hero kind of exhibits like kind of inspiration from different games. Like I was a huge fan of Tribes, Tribes 2. And
You say that in past tense, like it's no.
I am a huge fan of Tribes, and like you know, for example, like Farah, you know, getting up there with the rockets and getting mid-airs with those rockets. You know, combine that with like rocket launchers from like Quake and you know, inspiration from those kinds of games. I think we also got a lot of inspiration from games like Street Fighter, where like you have really diverse set of characters that are all kind of from a different place in the world, and all have kind of really unique identities.
Anybody else want to answer?
Sure. There's other heroes that will feel familiar to you if you've played them. If you've played other games like Call of Duty. 76 isn't a carbon copy of a Call of Duty class, or loadout, but he'll feel familiar to you. Then we also have a few other heroes that I think will feel brand new and innovative, and Tracer's one of those. I've never played anything like Tracer in a game before. She can pop all over the place and use her recall. She's a ton of fun, so I think we'll have a lot of things that are familiar to players, and some new things that'll be really exciting too.
So let me ask you one more question. The field of view. Do you guys have you guys looking into the future about maybe maximizing the field of view, or giving the players the options to customize that?
We already have, yeah. I mean, it's not in this build, obviously. It's designed for a show floor, but yeah, we have a slider. When we introduce the slider, we also up the max field of view. So yeah, we want to make sure that the game is as approachable to as many people as possible, and field of view is a big factor.
All right, sounds good.